whatever hobby they're into, I suppose.
Yeah. Sleep.
Hello and welcome to Vanlife Goodies. If you're new to the channel, we're a family of 4 who travel in our T5 VW campervan, sharing our adventures and tips and tricks of van life. Don't forget to click the subscribe button to be notified every time we upload a new video. Van life. Reality. Hello everyone, this is Camper Chats number 5, and today we're talking about campervanning with teenagers. These are my 2 wonderful teenagers, Ruby and Macy. We are in February in Harrogate and we're in the campervan. We're actually sweating now. I'm sweating, but it's freezing outside. We promised you a video about campervanning with teenagers, and I'm going to share my thoughts, but I have got my young people here to input if they feel that I am not reflecting things truthfully. So as always, if you have any additional things to add, and these might be quite funny in the comments, please put it in the comments below for other people that have teenagers. Now we have quite a small van, so campervanning with a number of children or even teenagers can be quite tricky, but there are a number of things that I'm going to share that could help the situation a little bit. So the first one has to be Wi-Fi, I would say. So the options for Wi-Fi is important so they can connect with their friends and a bit of downtime and watch their things, because they obviously don't like the same TV stuff as you. You've got a number of options. There is, you can have, I've got an iPhone where I can press hotspot so they can hotspot my data. So as long as I'm with them, they can use my data. Thankfully I get 50 gig of data and they've all got like 10, which they seem to use in no time because our Wi-Fi is so bad at home. Yeah. Or you can have something called a MiFi, which is a little box where you buy a SIM card that just has data and you keep that in the campervan, or if you're outside the campervan, and they can connect to that. So if me and Dave say went for a walk and they wanted to have Wi-Fi, they could still have Wi-Fi. So I'll put links. It's all in my Amazon shop, these items, so if you want to go and have a look, you can go and have a look. Okay, so having your own space, I think, is a bit of a challenge. Are you all right? You're not so good, are you? Having your own space can be quite difficult. Teenagers definitely need it. And in this scenario, because we're February, I think it's quite challenging. But I think when we go in summer, we generally take a pop tent, don't we, if we can? Yeah. And you have your own space, and then you can kind of chill out if you want to, away from each other. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Anything else about having your own space? Are we talking winter or summer? So in winter, I think you're stuck in the campervan, aren't you, really? Yeah. So a bigger campervan would be better.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas in summer, I think having a pop tent or having even just a corner...
Just being able to sit outside by the fire, having
a bit of space.
Not cramped in a van.
That's true. I think being cramped in a van is quite tricky. Generally, we wouldn't go away with both of them in winter. It's just that we wanted to get away.
Last minute thing.
It was. I'm going away with Ruby for a few nights, and Macy said, "Oh, I'd love to get away. I need a bit of countryside." So that's what we're doing. We've got a few places planned that we're going to see. So, so I think that's why we've done it. But normally, I tend to use going away with the girls as a bit of a personal thing. So we used to have like a mum and daughter weekend. So I'd go away just with Ruby, and then I'd go away just with Macy for a weekend. So Macy always wanted to go to like the city. We went to Liverpool, didn't we? If you've not seen that, they're from ages ago actually, but we did a whole weekend in Liverpool. We did loads, didn't we? It was good fun. Well. And Ruby, we did a few places. You've liked the countryside, like Wales and places like that. You like to be out in the countryside, don't you? So we would do that and just make it kind of an opportunity for one-to-one time and a bit of special time. We've also used it for specific things. So for instance, me and Macy were going to watch the Cat Empire concert and went to Bristol and stayed at this city campsite that was like interesting to say the least. Yeah. And we stayed there, didn't we, and made a weekend of that. And me and Ruby went to Bristol another time when we did you were doing an arts award, and we went to do the Banksy Trail, and then we just made a weekend of it. So you can kind of add it on to other trips if you're going to a special event or a concert or something that kind of teenagers are into, really. Whatever hobby they're into, I suppose.
Yeah.
Sleep.
I think sleep. I think shorter holidays, you disagreed with this the other day, didn't you, Macy? But I think shorter holidays, like weekends and specific holidays.
In winter, yeah.
In winter, definitely.
In summer, I feel like, I don't know, you need long enough to kind of adjust.
You do need long enough to adjust, you're right. You need long enough to adjust to a smaller space.
You never finished your conversation, this makes no sense.
We're talking about, well,
Like,
I'm
all I
saying.
got was especially in winter, but in summer you
No, that
you
was
can
ages
adjust.
ago.
It's like, what?
No, that was ages ago.
Yeah, but you never finished it.
Oh,
so I
no,
don't
you're
know where
right.
we're at.
We're talking about, I'm saying, we had a conversation the
Mum
other day
just
about
give
this. Sorry. I was
We're done.
saying that... Stop it! I was saying... Right, start again. I was saying that shorter trips with teenagers is better because you don't have to put up with them for as long. Sorry. I can't fight in here. There's too many things that could
What's
fall.
your sleeve on my little cupcake?
And Macy said that longer trips are good as long as you've got time to adjust to it. Adjust to being in a smaller space and kind of not having your home comforts. I think it depends where you are and what you're doing and what the weather's like as well. Okay, campsites with a complex. Okay, so let's take Shell Island as an example. Me and Dave do not like complex campsites. We don't like rows, but Shell Island's great because it's...
Explain what a complex is, because
So,
I think a lot of people don't understand that.
That's true. They would call a complex is basically the local pub, the kind of where the pub or the shop is, or the playground, or the
It's
arcade,
usually
or
a complex is like one of them sites that you pay for. It's usually like caravan sites.
And they have
and
like a
stuff.
little community
And
centre.
you
Hang
go
on,
and they usually
wait,
have.
there's a train going past. Just a minute.
I'd hope that because you paid that much for this mic, that it wouldn't pick that up.
Well, it might not, but just in case it does.
But,
Carry on.
Like a complex is kind of like when you've paid to camp on like a haven and stuff, and
Yeah.
they usually have like a community pool that's rank as anything.
Yeah.
And like an arcade that's majorly overpriced. It's basically just an expensive version of fun because they want you to spend more money on.
That's
that
right,
campsite.
but that's where
But it
you
is
would.
nice.
That's where you'd meet people,
Alright,
isn't it?
yeah.
You'd get done up and you'd go out for the evening, spend your money on the arcade. Me and Dave hate stuff like that now. We've done enough years of haven sites to be put off for a lifetime. So, but Shell Island's quite good, as in we will stay by the campfire and chill out, and you two will go and jib down to the complex and see what dramas are going on, won't you?
Because you've got some kind of freedom. Like it's not like you're stuck around the van like
Yeah.
you would be on a wild camp.
You can go
It's
and
kind of like
explore.
you can just go and chill down at the local shop and stuff.
Yeah, and meet people
Yeah.
and see what's going on. Yeah, so I think some kind of complex, if you like, or even arcade room or games room or playground, even a playground for teenagers that'd still kind of meet there, wouldn't
Yeah,
they? Go and have your
especially
fags there,
yeah.
wouldn't you? Yeah. So yeah, I think that's helpful if you've got teenagers. This is something that they're going to disagree with, but your teenagers will moan. They will moan. And they'll moan all the way. So if you plan an activity like let's climb up a mountain or whatever, they will moan the whole way getting ready, the whole way up the mountain, the whole way down. But you will be sat having tea a month later and they'll be like, oh man, do you remember when we went up Snowdon? That was amazing and it was brilliant. And the memory will be worth the moan. So just, I think, be prepared for that, because would you agree? No comment.
Look at her giving us a bad.
Your teenagers
No, I
will
just think
moan.
you
do,
They
though.
will moan.
Teenagers-
Moan all the way.
Teenagers don't want to do anything, but when they have done it, they're always like glad they've done it.
Oh, what did you do as a teenager, mother?
She did sewing and baking.
I did that as well. I did
I
lots.
went
It
down,
depends
went
what
down
age.
to the local corner shop called Ye Local,
It depends.
where she shopped for spoons and silverware. And brought them home and went, oh mother, look at what I found at the local shop. Isn't it magnificent?
It very much depends what age you're asking, but we'll move on from that.
I went off on one there.
You did?
Okay. I think cities have more to offer for kids. Art trails, you know, like Bristol's brilliant. They've got shops and it'll cost you more, but I think there's more to do if you're going to do cities. What's wrong?
No, nothing.
In your beautiful cup. Can you stop slamming that, because it'll be picking it up dead loud.
I didn't drink first time. Right, okay.
Full cup. The moan. So just okay. Download, right, so you can download, if you've got Netflix or iPlayer, you can download films before you go away, so that even if you're not on Wi-Fi, you can still
That's a really good idea,
watch
downloading
films.
stuff on Netflix especially.
What?
Wait, can you download stuff on
Pause
Netflix?
for a sec.
Yeah,
I
you
wanna like stroke the
Don't
mic.
stroke the mic, Ruby. Careful, there's cups
It's
on this
so
table.
fluffy.
Ruby, I swear, just stop it.
Right, okay, money for meals out. I think going for meals out is quite a nice thing to do with older kids, so having a bit of money for that is good.
And sometimes you have to do that. You know, when you do the park
yeah.
for night and you
Yes.
go into the pub. You have
If
to
you
do
go,
that.
not park for night, what's it called? Brit stops. If
Brit
you got
stops.
or even just a pub. Most pubs, if you say, "Can we have a meal but stay on your car park?" If they've got a good sized car park, they'll say yes.
Yeah.
So that's a really nice option to get a free park up for the night,
And
isn't
it
it?
feels safe.
It
and
does
it's
feel
also,
safe.
again, if you're with teenagers, they can go back in, get themselves a drink and socialise with people. It will depend. Teenager.
Yeah, it depends on age, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a nice thing to do, isn't it? It makes it kind of an event. Right, I've kind of run out apart from one thing at the end. Can you think of any advice you would give as teenagers to anyone who has teenagers for campervanning?
Bring a tent. Make sure that they have headphones. Don't be like, oh, Mama, do this, do that, do this, do that. You're not at home. They're not going to want to do any of that. You're stuck in the same room. Think of it as that. You can't really have an argument and then go off and lay out in privacy. It's just like you're stuck with that
So
tension.
be more patient
So be more
with each
patient
other.
and mindful that you're literally trapped in a room with another person.
That's true.
Unless you want to go and stand outside in like the rain. But
It's a good test of patience, isn't it? But it's nice to have your own space somewhere, isn't it?
yeah, like the pop top's kind of like the space here.
It is on a cold day. If it was outside, you'd find a corner somewhere, up a tree or whatever, wouldn't you?
Sat in the corner. Mummy had a go at me. Now I'm going to sit by this tree stump.
What
and
would
speak
you
to the
advise,
grasshoppers.
Macy? You're an older teen, really, aren't you? So
Bring a colouring book and your book and your journal
Yeah.
and all of the things that...
you like to do a bit of colouring, don't you? Adult colouring. And you like
Announce
to do
when you're going to go
journaling.
to the loo so the person next to you can like.
Yeah,
stop
you need to be
breathing.
kind of a not embarrassed kind of family, or
Yeah.
you all, or it needs to be warm enough for you all to get out the van while you do your business
Yeah.
in the van. Yeah, or you're on a
Bring
campsite.
lots of just quick, easy snack food because there's nothing more stressful when you're stuck in a small space. It's too hot or it's freezing cold and you're hungry and you're like, Mum, can I have some food? And you're like, no.
Might I just say that for this trip, I actually bought, please show, the official proper pot noodles, because apparently snack noodles are not good enough for this one. So I literally paid extra money for that.
Yeah, you paid
So
2p extra.
I've got cupboards full of junk for this
Good.
trip just to keep them happy. Anything else?
I don't have anything to add.
Okay, so
personally.
I'm just going to add this. It might not go down well. At some point, they will not want to come with you. So, I don't mean that at all. It's
What a
nice
tragedy.
being with you. No, what I'm saying, at some point, they won't want to come with you. And I think that depending on their age, there are certain things you can do if you're going to leave them at home. The first thing I would do is wherever you're going to stay within about half an hour or an hour away to start with.
Yeah.
Make sure you've got a phone signal and make sure that you're happy about leaving your child kind of overnight. So they're obviously of an age where you are comfortable with doing that. We also have a few other things in place. So they all know the fire drill. They all know who they can ring
Yeah,
in an
okay,
emergency.
We don't have a fire drill in
You
the
do
van.
have a fire drill.
In the van, no.
No, not in the van. At home.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
have.
I know
You know what to do in a fire at home, don't you?
Get out.
Fire drill in the van. If the door's locked, just smash the front windscreen through. Your van's
Just
not gonna
open the door
survive
and get
much
out.
anyway.
Yeah, or you could open the
Yeah,
door.
just get out. Don't
Did you not
smash the window.
hear me? I just said
Oh,
if
if
the
you
door's
couldn't.
locked. Yeah.
Okay, just
Unlock
going back.
the door then.
Make sure if you're going to leave your
Not
young
like it.
people that they know the safety things of being at home, who to call, maybe get someone to check in on them. Make sure that wherever you're parked, you're not far and that you can phone them and you've got a phone signal. Anything else about safety? Oh, make sure you've got, you know, those cameras so you know they're not having a party while you're away.
Yeah, so
On the
basically
front door.
eliminate any chance of happiness in your household.
Don't let your kids have privacy.
Yeah, except for in their room. It can be private
How do
there.
we know you haven't placed cameras in our room?
There's no I don't want to sit. It's bad enough looking as I go past, let alone what's in it. I don't need that. Anyway, I think
enjoy going through our store.
I think that's probably it for now. I feel quite abused on this Camper Chats number 5. Share your comments below about taking teenagers with you in your camper van. Train. Freeze. Continue.
It looks scary.
I think I'm going to feed them now. Anything else to say, guys?
Maybe we should film this again tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe. I think you just need to all get your own camper vans.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going
I'll
to
be
say.
living on a barge.
Then you can all have your own space.
You can all
next
park
to me.
next to my barge.
Right, I think that's enough. We're going now. We need food. Bye.
Bye.
Say bye.